Hello. Welcome back to the Common Sensitivity Podcast. It's your host, Mo, and my co-host, Nathan.
What's up, y'all? You know, enemies. No friends.
Frenemies.
No new friends, but enemies.
Frenemies,
yeah, you got to watch those. You got to watch out for those. You know, those is all over the place. What's up, Mo?
What up, Nathan?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How about yourself?
I'm cool, you know.
Yeah.
Glad that it's cooled down.
Ooh, me too.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to see how long it lasts, though.
Well, it was hot this afternoon.
I know, you're right. You ain't lied about that.
We're back to that time of year where it's officially like you need a sweater in the morning.
Yeah.
But by the afternoon, you need a tank top.
It's almost like Cali weather almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember last year it was like that? It was like it cooled down for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We was like, yeah, okay, we finna get an early start on this winter thing.
I think it's going to be a cold winter.
I hope so.
I think it's going to be really cold.
I hope so, for real, because we need it.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty good for your blood.
Well, I'm going to be in the house hibernating because I don't come out during the winter.
I believe.
I'm serious.
I believe. How was your weekend? It was cool?
Oh, I didn't do much. My weekend was super boring because the rain ruined my plans. Yeah.
Hey, the rain. Shout out to the rain. Rain man. Shout out to the rain.
Can you stand the rain?
I love that song, by the way. Nah, I used to hate the rain.
I can't stand the rain.
I used to hate it, for real.
I truly hate the rain.
For real?
Yes.
I used to hate it, but my ex made me love it. I can't lie.
Why I'm making love in the rain?
A little bit,
It's
but
definitely
but you know,
making
this is true
for sure.
This is true. I don't know. It's something about it. I think it was making music too. Like,
yeah,
you know, it was just the vibe and the whole atmosphere. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling this.
I'm not feeling the rain, and what it does to my hair. Me and the rain can't be friends.
Black girl problems. You know
Black
what I'm
girl problems for real.
It's all good though. Yeah, what's going on? What you got for us today? We good? We cracking? What's up?
I think we're gonna talk about relationships, red flags, love languages. I think
Got a
people
flag
like
on the
hear
play.
about that kind of stuff.
Got a flag on the play. Gotta watch them. Okay, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I don't know what really made me think of that topic. But I just sometimes I'm sitting at home and I'm scrolling down social media and I just see these people and they are going through it.
Wild,
in
huh?
these relationships.
Why it's
and
wild
I'm just
out
like,
here.
it's not funny, but damn. Like,
Now you're right though. Like
that looked like a whole red flag. You didn't see that coming? Ooh.
hey,
I can't.
I've been in them situations where, you know, you just don't see it, but at the same time, it's like you got to get wiser. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting older, you get wiser. If you're getting dumber, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be asked out. SOL out here. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Jeez.
So it makes me wonder, like, what are some red flags that you've experienced that are just kind of like make or break, like no dice? You're
For
not
me?
doing- Yeah,
Nah.
for you.
Shit, girl, if you got some toe up feet, I'm done. I'm out of here.
You're
And
not-
everybody know I like feet.
You can't.
And immediately, I'll meet you and judge you off your feet right there. I'll be like, nah, this ain't going to work out. Mm-mm.
You know what though? I can't even knock you for that because growing up, my mom always told me, if you want to know how a woman takes care of herself, especially her Netherlands, definitely
I like that
look
word.
at her feet.
The Netherlands. I'm using that. That's a new word for us. Thank you. I'm going to make that real
She always
cultural.
told me that.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah, that's really true. You know,
Yeah.
following up is like the rest of the house. You got to see the bathroom, the kitchen. You know, that stuff matters. I'm sorry. I got to see your kids if you got kids. You know, I'm like, hold on, let me see. All right. You
How you
okay?
keep your
All right.
kids?
For real. No,
Yeah,
that matters.
I agree.
That truly matters because they're representation of you.
Of you.
You know?
Absolutely.
And if you ain't got them repping right, it's like, well, but I mean,
I love that you said how you keep your kids.
so I mean, red flags for me, like, man, there's quite a few out there, you know, and not to say like I've always had it together because I haven't, you know, but older I get, it's like, oh, I should have paid attention to that, you know, or this or that. Like, what was I thinking about? Now it's kind of like the whole toxic thing, you know, people just like not talking, no communication. Like if you don't want to communicate, oh, red flag. Yep.
So in the relationship, if there's no communication,
even before, I believe in that even before, because to me, shouldn't nothing change, drastically. You shouldn't wait till you're in the situation to want to act accordingly. You know what I mean? Like you got to portray what you want to attract. You got to actually be that. If you want communication and you want that in your relationship, you got to communicate before you even get to that point.
Okay.
And it has to be that. You have to keep it that way. Because people be thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just get married and then it's gonna change. I'm like, no, that ain't how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely communication being one of them.
So a lack of communication.
Oh yeah, lack of communication.
If your partner can't communicate, that's
or
a red
effectively,
flag. Effective communication, right?
That is definitely big. Your priorities, those things matter. How is your demeanor? Are you goal oriented? I need to know your personality, your character. I can't just be out here like, everything is all good. You're good just because I met you. Nah, it doesn't work like that. You know. There's quite a few, honestly, when I'm thinking about them.
One for me, I think, is being a liar.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I can't do. Yeah, I'm gonna give you that.
Do liars.
Can't deal with that. Nah, because I'm grown. Like, I wasn't never a liar like that. Like even growing up, when I did lie to my mom or something like that, I was like, man, I really didn't have to even lie. Like, but I believed my lie. My lie sounded believable. I was ready to go to the grave over that lie. Shout out moms. You knew. I love you though. You knew, but
shout out moms.
Yeah, shout out moms. But knowing after a certain age, it was like, what the fuck am I lying for? She ain't finna whoop me no more. I'm not finna be on punishment. And that just stuck with me from that day forward as a teenager all the way through adulthood. It's like, why am I going to lie?
Yeah. My mom always said, if you'll lie about something small, imagine what you will lie about.
That's big.
If someone will lie about something so small, imagine what they, what else they'll lie about.
Right.
And then the other thing is like, once you start lying,
you got to continue it.
Keep up with your lie because you have to remember
the lies
it,
going.
right?
Yep.
So
got to see it through.
Yeah. Lying is a no-go for me.
Definitely.
I do not like liars.
Definitely.
That's definitely a red flag.
Hygiene. See?
Hygiene is huge.
Hygiene.
That's huge. I mean, that's really bad if you have bad hygiene.
Yeah, hygiene.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about that, but yeah.
That goes with the feet, but hygiene, definitely. Definitely. That don't give you an excuse to be like, hey, I'm high maintenance because you don't need no red flags. No.
Absolutely.
I need you just to keep good hygiene.
I've heard females say things like, he just didn't shower enough.
That's weird. That's weird. Hey, but I've also heard women say, he showers too much. What the fuck?
Right. That's weird too.
What you hiding?
Yeah,
that's
weird too. Yeah.
Damn. If your husband took too many showers, you'd be all skeptical.
If it was out of the norm, right?
Damn.
So my husband, it's nothing for him to take a couple showers in a day.
Yeah, that's regular.
Normal, right?
That's regular.
But if we're up to like 4 or 5 showers, like I'm like, well, what's going on? Why are you taking so many showers? Are you okay?
Hey, my strange addiction. I take 9 showers a day. Like, damn, your water bill high. No, but for real, your hygiene is definitely a big thing,
Absolutely.
Lying is a big thing.
Yep.
Communication is a huge thing. Man, like your temper, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Yeah, that matters.
Being able to hold your composure.
Yeah, that definitely matters.
Absolutely.
I definitely need to know because, I'm not the best, and I will definitely admit that. But depending on how you are, is definitely gonna, determine on how I'm really gonna handle it or not, And I'm really gonna walk away and try my best to always do that. But then it's gonna be a little disheartening too, because I'm like, damn, I really wanted to talk to you or mess with you or whatever it is, But if I know you can't really keep your composure, I can't trust you with shit.
Right.
My
husband always told me when we were dating, before he would even think about, proposing was that like he needed to see how I reacted in every situation for all seasons.
No,
So,
that's serious.
he wanted to see just kind of like he needed to make sure
Yep.
that like can I deal with this
Yep.
forever?
Yep. Smart man.
know? So and I agree with him. I thought, you've often heard like Steve Harvey said it. He's infamous for saying it, to the women. Men know when they're going to marry you or not.
Yeah, this is true.
And it doesn't take them years to figure this out.
This is
what
true.
I mean? They know within like 6 months, kind of thing.
This is true.
If they're going to marry you. And
or if they want to,
or if they want to marry, if they could see themselves with you, and so he told me that very early on.
That's true.
He wanted to make sure, and I think a lot of that was because of some red flags that he had experienced in his past, especially when you talk about the temperament and keeping your composure. He had a previous relationship that was very, very toxic and like just almost borderline like abusive, because
it's crazy, huh?
The woman had a drinking problem, so she would get crazy and like she bit him.
Oh shit! What? Did you say in the back?
Yes.
Oh hell no! Hey, shout out Sid, man. It's my dog right there.
Yeah.
Bruh, you stronger than me, bro. Cause I can't stand for somebody to hit me in my back or anything with my back. Like my mom, when she used to give me whoopings, whenever she hit my back, I'm like, oh no, whooping over. It's over. That's it. Like I can't take it on the back.
Well, I asked him, what did he do? And he was like, I threw her. I
threw her. That's funny.
So yeah, definitely, I agree with you. Temperament, composure, being able to communicate.
Right.
Effective communication.
Right.
Importantly, active listening.
Right.
Is another one for me.
Gotta have that,
because it goes with effective communication. Right.
Right.
You can't just always be talking and not actually hearing
what
the other person
listen.
is saying. So, active listening. If you don't know how to do that, that is definitely an issue or a red flag. I would say.
What about like someone's character? Like what they center their thoughts around. Like someone being selfish. Self-centered type people or whatnot. Like those things are big red flags for me.
Selfish is awful.
Huge.
I mean, I've heard some of my girlfriends have told me just crazy stories about some of the men that they've encountered that are just so selfish.
Stop being selfish out there, yo.
Yeah,
men and women, stop
absolutely.
it. Cut it out.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, how are you gonna thrive in a relationship if you're so self-absorbed?
Right. And that shit is really, like I said, it's disheartening. It sucks. Just like, damn, I wanted to give this person all this, that, or do this, that, and the third. Like, but, and I've seen and heard men and women be like, oh well, I just can't talk to this person because they didn't have a plan. They didn't have plans or this, that, and the third. And all the time, it's like, you know what? Maybe the person did have plans, but it weren't your plans, so you didn't agree with it, or you didn't even give it any thought and consideration, and you were thinking more of yourself, so they kind of withdrew those plans. You know what I mean? Because as men, like, we definitely, like you said, within 6 months, we're already planning shit out too. We're not like most women where they're thinking like white picket fence, the dream, but we definitely think and plan stuff like that, especially like real men, thinking like, hey man, can I see her, being my wife, waking up next to me? Can I love you on your worst days?
Right.
Yeah.
I would say another one for me is being passive. Like,
I always knew. Oh, damn, I hate that shit.
So I always knew, like, I would not end up with a passive man. Like, I just knew that wasn't for me. And I did date a guy that was he was the nicest guy probably that I've ever dated. Like, so nice. And my family adored him. They just knew I was going to marry him. And that just every time they would say that to me, oh, he's going to be your husband, I would say, no, he's not. And they would say, what? And I'm like, literally, he's so passive. If he can't stand up for himself, what makes you think he can stand up for me?
Shit. Yeah, and that's crazy, huh?
One thing for me is that, like, I have to feel safe.
Right. Right.
And it's a red flag if you don't have the ability to make me feel safe.
That right there, too, it's a toss-up. it's weird. It sucks because of just like the times and the way the world is now. Like for me, back when I was way younger, like women would be like, "Oh, you're just too hard." Like, "Oh, I feel safe. I know nobody's gonna mess with me." Right. But you're just like, you're extra hard for nothing. You don't have to be that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, damn, do you not want me to be this at all? Like,
well, you have to have that balance.
Balance, right? And I didn't have necessarily that part.
You have to have that softness with your woman.
And I had that. I thought, at least, you know. Right. But you know, it's just like, damn, you gotta relax your face sometimes. It looks like you staring everybody down, and you're just gonna whoop everybody's ass. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, I'm good with you though, right? You know, but I mean, you know, you live and you learn. So
you do.
And I kind of for a while was like, well, damn, I know I'm not a bitch, but what do I do to you know, resolve this?
Yeah,
I need to find that happy median.
You do have to find that happy median.
It was difficult, but I mean, I feel like I found it, and I think having daughters, that kind of balances it out as well.
Yeah.
You know, because you definitely have to have that patience with them. So you definitely want to take what you learn with that and use it, you know, with your woman when you have one. So
yeah. And I like what you said when you said, you know, being goal oriented. And I'll even expound and take it a little bit further. You know, it's one thing to be goal oriented, but with those goals, do you have the ability to work toward those goals, right? And not just talk about it, but be about it, right? So that's huge for me too.
Big.
Yeah, I need you to be about what you're
saying.
Talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a red flag if you're always dreaming and talking about all these wonderful things that you want to do and accomplish, but like nothing's getting done. Yeah. Right?
I got some friends like that.
I'm sure.
That's crazy, huh? Hey, look, love them to death. Got family members like that. I'm like, damn, that like, will you just get up off your ass and do it?
Right.
You know, because you're going to tell me one of these days how your girl or your boyfriend or whoever it is acting a certain way, but are you thinking about what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're thinking about you and getting you taken care of, well, they're just going to fall in line to be taken care of as well under your supervision or, you know, with your resources or whatever it is. But everybody is not thinking in that capacity. So it's kind of crazy.
You know, and everybody has a set of red flags that, you know, are for them.
Right.
You know, and what that looks like is different.
I think as time goes on, we just kind of start recognizing more and more, you know, left, right, you know, however, like, because you don't just know it all. A lot of things you got to learn through trial and error.
This is true.
You know,
this is true. I think, you know, that's kind of what dating is all about, and that's what it should be about, right? I think nowadays, I don't know what's going on in the dating world, but what I hear is that it's terrible. What I hear. So what I will say is that sometimes we just have to go back to basics. And back in the day, you know, our parents, like, they courted one another.
Yeah, that.
You know, and they were dating for a purpose. And nowadays, people are not dating for what dating is intended for, right? They're not dating to meet their prospective husband or wife. Like, they're just out here doing anything. God knows what. Right.
And so, it's crazy because that has no age on it.
It doesn't.
It not anymore. No, like, it used to be kind of like that, but no, it doesn't have an age on it anymore. You got men and women all the way up to their hundreds that are acting a fool like that. You know, all the way down to being legal to finally date someone grown and, you know, do whatever you want to do. Like, it's like, damn, that shit is sad. Like, because, you know, people ask me, like, even you, like, damn, you don't want a woman your age? Of course. I would love that. Like, and grow old? Yeah, but I mean, I've always been attracted to older women because I was raised by older parents.
Okay.
So I was around older folks.
Okay.
However, I would still love to be old with someone, you know, that's my age one day, you know, and not necessarily that's way older than me or way younger. Like, I used to think, like, oh, well, with age, it comes maturity. until I got to that age, and I'm like, oh, it's not that.
So it's not age, it's experience.
Right.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
That is really a big
For
thing.
sure.
Like, if you're not well rounded, or you ain't got your feet wet enough yet, I'm like, I don't want to take a chance. Like, I love you though, but I can't do it.
I think like you, like I was always attracted to older men.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of started like at a young age for me. Like I just always knew that guys my age just didn't do it for me, and I think it's because I obviously didn't know what I wanted per se, and I had to learn what I wanted, but I knew those red flags, things that didn't seem normal to me, right? And so I think just kind of being aware of that, like, always really helped me. And then I had to go through that trial and error of like dating different people to figure out, but I knew in my 20s I wasn't like one of those women that was just kind of like, oh, this guy's great and he's nice and you know he might be a great husband. Like, I knew that I wanted to live my 20s and I wanted to live out my youth and before I committed to being married. Right. And I knew that I needed to really experience life.
So that kind of brings me to the next point. I know you said red flags, you know, and just knowing that younger dudes wasn't really doing it for you, you know, and I know you said because of the red flags. Would you say it was solely that, or, you know, also because of maybe the older men that you were attracted to probably just resonated with your love language? And younger men didn't have that too, you know? Because I'm sure it wasn't just red flags, you know?
I would say it was like, no, because even I mean, I dated a guy that was like a year younger than me. And I would say he was great at speaking my love language. So that was never an issue.
That's a good thing.
But it was all the red flags, like the toxicity that came along with him. You know, he was all about the drama and like the mistrust and going through the phone and, you know.
That's a big red flag. I'm glad you said that one right there. Oh my God. Stop doing that shit. No, I'm talking to you, God. You know what? Let me get closer. I'm talking to you. You stop doing that shit out there. Leave the goddamn phone alone.
If you're going through phones, you need to stop it. That's
or
not
get a job that says to do that.
It's not the relationship that you should want to be in.
Man, that shit's so stupid. Yeah. You know, like, you can't stop nobody out here from doing nothing that they want to do.
Exactly.
Like, I accepted that shit so long ago. Like, you know what? If you're going to go fuck somebody, you are.
Yeah.
I can't do shit about that. Even being married. I can't do shit about that.
And I agree with you. As a married person, I don't go through my husband's phone. He doesn't go through my phone.
Like, fuck that phone.
People always say, really? He doesn't have the code? I mean, if he needed it to get in it, he could have it. But, like, there's no reason for us to be going through each other's phones because at the end of the day, I know where he sleeps every night. You know what I mean? He knows where I sleep every night. Like, we trust each other, so it's not.
That's funny. I be watching skits and shit and stupid shit, you know, on the internet all the time. Right. And I'll be like, I don't know, maybe this happens to you too, but do you ever see shit and you're like, damn, we've made that shit the norm so bad that people are able to make a funny ass skit about that shit? And that's really how people think? I saw something about that like the other day. A motherfucker was like, your man has what did you say? Doesn't have the code on the phone? Yeah, dude was like, I don't have a code, baby. And all her homegirls showed up like, oh my God, what the fuck? He doesn't have a code. Can we meet him? And then he pulled out another phone out of his pocket. Like, that shit was funny.
What about the couples that literally share a social media page?
That's weird to me. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I'm not knocking it. It depends. Like, if you're TikToking together, okay, I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, right.
But like, nigga, this is Cheryl and Gerald's Instagram. You know what the fuck? No. You know what? Like, I have a sister who fucking did that shit.
It's all like
with Facebook, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? That's weird."
What are you doing?
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, like, imagine you're sitting at the table and y'all eating dinner or something, and you're just like, "Hey, did you check our Facebook today?" The fuck? What? Hey, did you DM this person? What?
It's giving very like distrust
Right.
vibes.
Right.
Very much so. And maybe that's not the case. And that's not my situation, so I can't really speak on it too much.
Right.
But it's definitely something that I've observed.
Right. Yeah, that's way too much.
How strange it is, you know.
Yeah, that shit is way too much.
Yeah.
I would never.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get that.
Yeah.
But is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so be it.
So.
Nothing we can do about that as far as
for sure.
You know, us shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it though.
Right.
You know.
I'm not doing it either.
TikTok, all right, cool, whatever. YouTube, maybe here and there. I mean, it just depends. Like if we're being funny,
it depends on the context. Exactly.
Right.
You know.
Right.
If it's just like our page.
Right.
What do we need a joint page for?
For your page. For your page, FYP.
Whatever.
So
whatever floats your boat.
Damn. So what would you say are some of your love languages? I know you said quality time.
I would say quality time is definitely my number one. And then I like them all. But quality time is definitely my number one.
Gotta
Gifts
have that.
Might be number two.
Gotta have that.
Yeah.
Gifts.
What about yours?
Acts of service, most definitely. That is like one of my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that falls into quality time or they kind of cross.
No, acts of service is its own language. Its own love language.
Right.
And then there's gifts and there's words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And quality time.
That one is a weird one for me.
Which one?
Words of affirmation. Like, I'm not mad about it. Mm-hmm. It's cool. But, like, I mean, I've said it numerous of times. Mm-hmm. If you never, ever told me but showed me, mm-hmm. I don't have to question that.
Well, I think words of affirmation go a little bit beyond mm-hmm. I love you. Right. It's also telling you, you know what, you're doing great. I get you. I don't tell you enough what a great man you are.
You're doing a great job.
You know what?
We do need to hear that.
Like, so my husband, he loves that. And I'm like,
definitely need to hear that.
He eats that shit up. He does. He loves it. And
I ain't mad at that.
You know, and I don't do it enough. But this is something
Get on your job.
I know. So this is something that recently we revisited.
Okay.
You know, relationships are tough. So we were going through some challenging times. And so we were sitting down with like a marital coach and we were kind of talking and love languages came up. And so in that conversation, I found out that his love language had changed. Because before it was like more like acts of service. You know, he was all about like, oh, if I cook him dinner or like do the dishes or you know what I mean, do something that he likes. Like he was all about that. Well, I think in our tough moments, things were just so not good that he hadn't heard like positive things from me, right?
Yeah, that does matter.
So he was like, all of a sudden, his love language was words of affirmation, and I'm like, what? Since when?
That matters.
And you know, he explained to me that like, I mean, I guess it kind of changed, you know, when all of these things were happening. So, yeah, I think words of affirmation. It's more than I love you. It's praise. You know, everybody's motivated differently.
That's true.
You know, and so. Him, he likes to hear praise and things like that.
Do you know all the love languages?
I do. So,
because I don't know
physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation,
gifts. Gotta have them.
Quality time. There's 5.
Okay, 5. And not them gifts. That's GIFs. Okay, not those. The real gifts. I like those gifts too, though. I fuck with those gifts because you can send those everywhere and they're funny.
And so you said yours is acts of service.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, all of them, to be honest.
That's your number one.
Yeah, I really like that.
Okay.
I can't lie. Acts of service is like the shit. Like a good massage.
Right.
That's that.
Yeah.
Oh, you love me, don't you? You know what I mean? One of those. Like, words of affirmation, that matters. Well, but it's not like a priority for me. Like, gifts. You know what? Honestly, for me, it just depends on what I'm putting out. I kind of like to look at the relationship as like a friendly competition. Not like anything that's actually supposed to be competitive. But if my woman is being a little bit competitive, then I feel like we're going to have longevity. We're going to have the best whatever in the world. We're going to have, tight love that's going to be right there in the spot, never miss a beat. So it's like, shit, if say I run you a bath, it's like, shit, I ain't saying you got to just run me a bath right back. But if you do, I'm going to appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like always be trying to think like, how can I outdo you? But not literally just trying to outdo me to where it's really about competition. It's still about the love at the end of the day. It's just like, damn, I'm so wrapped up in love with you. I want to do everything for you, because that's how I'm going to think about it and feel.
But you also have to remember that your woman's love language may not be
the
yours,
same. Yeah, that's
right?
true.
So
that's true.
Yes, the competitiveness makes it maybe a little bit more fun. Right. But ultimately, if you guys are speaking two different languages, it's like you speak Mandarin and I speak Spanish. We can't understand each other because we don't even speak the same language, right?
That's true.
It's the same thing with love languages. If you're speaking two different languages and not speaking your partner's language and vice versa, that's where you kind of end up all over the place, because they are not reciprocating the love that you're giving, because that's not the way that they receive it,
right? And I think that's probably more common than you think, right? Because a lot of people will be thinking like, oh, he or she didn't love me, or they don't, right. And it's just like I ask people all the time, it's like, you want this, that's great, but can you identify? Because if you can't identify, then it looks like this person is doing everything in vain, and it's just going for none. When whole time they're giving it all they got. Right. And I've even been in that situation. Right. That shit sucks.
Right. And when I first got married, it was tough because, again, my love language has always been quality time. Okay. And I think a lot of that stems from the way I grew up. So my parents weren't always there a lot, but my mom would always tell me, it doesn't matter really, like, the time that I spend with you, as long as the time that I spend with you is quality, right? If that makes sense.
So you saying that that's what your mom
She would always tell me that. So I think because growing up, like, I think doing things with my parents and the things that we did were very, like, it was sentimental to me. I think that's where maybe I learned to, like, receive love in the form of quality time, right? As opposed to somebody telling me they loved me or hugging me.
Yeah, that's totally different.
I mean? So anyway, when I first got married, it was challenging because our love language, we were not speaking the same language, which is why I bought the book, The 5 Love Languages, because I was like, this makes so much sense. Like, I just want you to spend time with me, and you're just like, I don't want to do those things. Not everything that I wanted to do, he wanted to do. Right. It was for him. It was just like, you want to do so much. You're always wanting to do X, Y, and Z. Right. And his was physical touch, and I'm like, well,
that was a big one.
You just want to have sex all the time.
Yes.
You don't want to spend time with me.
Yes. Look, yes. Hey, I saw something like that though. That this pastor was marrying this couple. Okay. And he was speaking for the man and the woman. Okay. And when how they hold you together and they speak to you individually though, but like, hey, look, as one. Yeah. And he was saying that, as the man, hey, your duty, this right here for this woman, it's gonna have to be through tender love, care, this, that, things that women really need. And when he got to, what she needed, he didn't hesitate. It was definitely about sex. It was like not the whole thing, right? But it was just like, hey, look, don't ever think that this is off the table. Like, don't act like this is not a priority. Yeah. And
no, sex is a priority.
It really is. Like that matters. Sure. And you have to have a good compound and balance of all, right, to have something successful. Right. And a lot of people, they don't think about that. They don't compromise. They don't communicate. So now using sex is like a consolation prize and also a punishment.
You can't use it as a consolation or a punishment. But here's the thing.
Right.
We can also argue that if there's a lack of communication, if we're not giving and reciprocating love in the way that our partners, you know, give and reciprocate, or receive and accept, right? And if our finances aren't in order, those cause major strains on a relationship that ultimately trickles into the other bedroom, right?
And so other things as well as that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
not just that. Yeah.
But those are your three major components. It's going to be like finances, communication, and then sex.
Right.
Which is why a marriage doesn't thrive, right? Those three things. So I would say that, like, no, you don't withhold sex, and don't use it as a consolation prize.
Right.
But also don't be surprised
if
things aren't happening the way you want them to happen when
real
those other things are not in order.
See, and that's why you got to communicate, you know, so you guys can move on one accord.
Yeah.
You know, you're definitely supposed to be joined together. It's always like a lot of people let those issues, whatever it is, come in between them. I used to say that to my ex-wife, like, you know, hey, look, it's us versus the problem. It's not, you know, the problem between us. It's us versus the problem. If, as long as you stay in that mindset with me, we're going to do numbers and we're going to go to the top. But everybody doesn't have that capacity, or they're not strong enough to deal with that kind of stuff. You know, some people succumb to less, and you're just like, damn, like, don't be weak. Like, I need you to be strong right now. You know, you know, as a partner, it's like a wrestling match. You tag me in on things that you're weak about, and I'm gonna tag you in on things that I'm weak about or not sure.
It's that balance, that yin and that yang, and it's
gotta have
what
that.
You said. It's like that's a red flag if you don't have the mind capacity to be strong, right? Or to be able to keep your composure. You know what I mean, when things get rough. Because the thing is that life is hard, and you gotta pick your hard, whatever that looks like, right? So you do need a strong support system, a strong backbone. You need a strong mindset to get you through life, so that you don't waver and fold every single time. You know,
you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Michael Todd said something about that. I don't know if you ever watch him, but
isn't he a pastor?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, he said something about the way dating is. It's like you setting yourself up for like failure. You know, you're training yourself to leave in every instance. That's kind of what the dating world is like now. And I'm just like, damn.
Right.
Like you're prepping yourself for divorce.
Yeah.
Because people are not dating with intent to marry. You know, like you said, they don't have a purpose, a plan, direction. You need that. You know, I honestly, and me personally, I'm not irrational. Like, I got a woman that doesn't know it all. I don't expect you to know it all. But if you really want to learn and grow, great, I'll teach you. Whatever it is that I do know. Because I don't know it all, but what I do have and can give you, I'm with that. You know, and give me what I don't have, you know, that you have.
Right.
We, like you said, the trade-off. We definitely need that. Like,
yeah.
That's good.
Absolutely.
So what do you think are some things that, you know, you should always exercise or do to keep your relationship alive then? You know, because you will hit a rough patch. Yeah. You know, but what are some things that are practical or just, you know, realistic that you think people should do or you do? Yeah. Keep it alive.
I think most importantly, fun.
Oh, yeah. You got to have
fun. If you can't have fun with your partner, your relationship probably won't last for a really long time.
And happiness, right, is a part of that component. Understand this, people. You are responsible for your own happiness. Yes. Stop relying on everybody else to make you happy. There can be no happiness, fun, or any of that where you do not bring it into the light or the area and expose it. You have to bring that. Absolutely. You know, I always say to people, nobody should be able to take that away from you. You know, that's something you're responsible for. You do it. They should only be able to add to it. That's it. Absolutely. And only that. Absolutely. You know.
Listen, I'm all the fun. Okay, I'm all the fun, all the happy,
Lord have
all
mercy.
that by myself.
Lord have mercy. We know. We know. Look, we know. Look, even when said is like, okay, you know what? Lord have mercy.
You know what, though? It's funny because he would say that I'm way more serious than him.
Oh, for real?
He would definitely say that. But I think it's just, it depends because we do have a lot of things in common, too. Right. But in certain situations, I'm more serious than him. And yeah, but I think fun is definitely something that you need to have. It's super important to keep your relationship alive. And I think just like being intentional and thinking outside of the box, because life, not only is it hard, but it's mundane and it gets boring, right? It's that day in, that day out. Like at the end of the day, your partner is with you through like going to work and child rearing and, you know, losing people, you know, and like, you know, your family issues or, you know, problems that you have with friends or whatever it is, you know, that you're going through, financial hardships, you know, losing employment or, you know, losing a bunch of money in the stock market, like whatever it is. And so with all of that, it's like you definitely need to be able to think outside the box. Yeah. And be creative and intentional. And I think, you know, those are really important to keeping your relationship like alive and, and thriving through the hardships.
Right. You know, it's crazy. I was talking with a friend of mine about that kind of stuff. I'm just like, you know, some people I've dated, they didn't bring that. And I feel like maybe I was that for them, but I've definitely needed that for me, you know, because like day-to-day life, you're like, oh, go to work, go home, take care of a family, you know, hardship here, there, all that stuff. And then you kind of forget to have fun, or you forget to go on a vacation. You forget to treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, you mistreat yourself so long. It's like, damn, now you start accepting that from other people. Yeah. And, you know, shit like that. And it's like, damn, this ain't cool. I need to get back to the base of having fun and making things fun and not all like business and uptight. And, you know what I mean? Like, you got to have that to keep things alive. Like, opportunity is not given. You really got to take it. And I'm learning that sometimes more and more.
Sometimes it's given, and sometimes it comes knocking.
To some degree, that's true. Right. But I mean, you know, like I didn't realize how important it was until getting older to take like a self-care day from work. It doesn't matter what your job is. You know what I mean? Even from your career, you know, ideal job, the most dream thing in the world. It doesn't matter. Like, I love music to death, but I still have to take a break.
You do.
You know, I have to give my ears time to rest. I have to give my body, my hands, my brain, all that stuff time to rest. And sometimes we don't think about that because of the demand of money or, you know, the livelihood or the lifestyle we're trying to keep going or whatnot, you know, kids, all that stuff. Like, but you definitely have to, you got to take that time sometime, you know, you got to get away from things and clear your mind and you have to go take it. You know, it's not really given. Like, it's kind of weird, you know. But like I said, older I get, I start to learn more and more about me, and I appreciate the people that do bring that kind of value to me as well, because you only know what you're taught. Yeah. And I didn't know that.
So do you think self-care is something that you need to keep your relationship alive, or like?
Oh yeah. Because if you don't feel good about yourself, how you gonna make your spouse feel, you know, good? You know.
Amen.
And it's really like my cousin, we were talking about that kind of stuff one time, and it's just like, dude, you know, if I'm pouring into a person or whatever, that's me filling my own basket as well.
Well, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and, I mean, you know that too, just even from working with me, you know, as long as we have. I had all those hardships going on when we first started working, you know, but every day you're like, damn, this nigga comes to work, he's smiling and shit. He's still lively and annoying. Like, what the hell? A lot of people, not just you and Vel, like, you know, a lot of people have definitely looked at me like that. Like, how do you keep going? Why? I'm just like, you know what? If you knew my past or you knew what I've come from, then you know I have to do this. It's not really a choice for me. I got to be like this, because if I'm not going to be like this, then nobody's going to pour into me, you know. Okay. And I don't want to walk around with the face that says, don't bless me. You know what I mean? You want to be a cheerful giver. You want people to give to you cheerfully. You don't want them to do it just because they feel bad or something. You want them to do it cheerfully. Yeah. Because it's going to make you feel good. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Amen. I agree. That's great.
It's very great. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, gotta keep your relationship alive. Be fun. Be the life of the party. Remember I told you, I said, hey, my next wife gonna love me. She ain't gonna know what to do with me. I'm telling you, like, I'm crazy, people.
What do you do? Like, I mean, if your partner's not fun.
That's crazy that you say that, like, because I've been in that situation too, and that sucks. Like, you have a Debbie Downer on your hands. Yeah, that shit sucks. Like, yeah, you're the fun sucker, huh? That sucks.
The fun sucker.
Hey, my wife used to say that about herself.
Well, I think
she used to say her kids would call her that.
The fun sucker.
Yeah, like, and you know what, like, that's kind of when I knew. Not entirely, no, but. It's like, hey, look, I get if you don't feel secure in yourself or you don't feel at your best, but you shouldn't want to take that away from someone else because you don't feel at your best. And I had to force things in my life to some degree. You know what I mean? Like, you can sit here in a slumber all you want to, and everything around you is just going to cave in on you. It's bound to happen. Mm-hmm. Or you can get up and literally force it. Some things in life you just have to force. There's no way around it, you know? Like, the gym is there. It's not going nowhere. Are you going to force your ass to get up and go get in shape?
Yeah.
It's not going to come to you.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
You know? Bro can come be like, hey, man, you want to go to the gym? But if I don't get up and go.
Right. I would say that my husband, he's not a fun sucker, but he's not as much fun as I am. So I definitely have to I have to be the creative one and like tell him, this is what I think we're going to do. Or like, what do you think about this? And then kind of make the plan. And I would say that like, you know, he's gotten more kind of like, now he kind of like, he makes it competitive. I think that's a male trait. Yeah. Because now it's like, you know, for our anniversary, I said, okay, well, I surprised him with pottery throwing because he wanted to do that. He always talks about it. So I was like, whatever, let's do that.
Okay.
And then in return, I guess he wanted to be competitive. Mm-hmm. So he surprised me with a hot air balloon ride.
Hey, that was dope. I seen the pictures. Hey, shout out Sid.
He definitely
shout out Sid. Hey, you did that. Hey, but you know what? It's usually like that too. Yeah. You know, when you're the person who's like on it. Yeah, when you're like that, you can't underestimate your partner, even though you kind of do. Yeah. You're like, you don't know what to do yet. You know what I mean? You just got in this game. But then they be like coming out of left field with haymakers. You'd be like, damn, like, the fuck? I was just thinking I was going to go to a movie and a dinner and be cool. Like, oh, nah, baby, you getting on a hot air balloon today. Yeah. Did your ass.
No, he did.
Pictures was dope, too.
It was great. He did a great job. So.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna even lie. I respect that man a whole lot more than what I could ever do in life for my woman, because I don't think I'm getting on no hot air balloon, champ. I want to, though. It's not bad. I believe you, but I want to, but I don't know. Are you afraid? Hell yeah, I didn't see hella videos. The fuck? Look, I be in the plane like, look, man, I ain't finna play that.
What I will say is that it's not you. It's the most peaceful ride that you will take, and you're just up there in the clouds. But it's hot as shit.
For real? Oh, because of the heat right there? Because of the heat element?
Fire.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. You up in the air and it's hot as shit.
It was hot as shit, but it was great.
Did they give you a parachute while you're up there?
No.
They didn't strap a man. I'd have been like, look, strap me a parachute.
No.
Strap me a parachute. Now go.
You should try it.
You know what?
10 out of 10, I would recommend. I'm just saying.
I really want to do it. Don't get me wrong. But, hey, you know how I be looking over the edge when it comes to heights? I be like, I don't know. I don't know. Shit, I be on the roof right here. There's only 2 stories. I be like, don't play that. I don't play with heights. And it's kind of fun. You be like, ooh, okay, but nah. And I always think, like, you ever see people who be on, like, they be in a high rise or something or on the edge of the building, and they're using their phone over the edge?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you thinking about? Yeah. Like, dog, my hands would be so sweaty if I drop my phone and it's over. I would feel bad for my phone.
I would say I'm afraid of heights, too, but it was fine for me.
Okay, that's good. How high up y'all go, though?
I think we were about a little under 3,000 feet in the air.
Would you skydive from 10,000, right?
I wouldn't skydive.
Oh, shit.
I would not skydive.
Hey, look. Granted, I'm glad nothing happened, but shit, if your ass would have been skydiving if something was wrong, shit. Look, she says I ain't doing that.
I'm not skydiving.
You get me on a balloon, but I ain't going up there.
I might go
that.
do that indoor skydiving thing.
Wow.
But I won't go.
Oh, come on. Don't be lame.
No.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, definitely keeping it fun.
Yeah, you got to do that.
I think being creative outside the box. This time of year is one of my favorite seasons. So,
yeah, mine too.
Fall and spring are my favorite seasons. And I
spring.
particularly love the fall just because it's like kind of cozy time, but you get to like do like
slow down time.
Yeah, but also like I look forward to like the fun dates that
I'm
gonna plan for my husband and like surprise him with, and then he can be competitive.
Fall,
and try to like one up me.
Fall and winter are definitely like those dating months.
Yeah, winter time I'll be in the house hibernating. I don't like the cold, but I do like the fall.
The fall, the autumn for some people. Autumn.
Yeah. So love languages, keeping your relationship alive.
Trying to avoid the red flags.
You know, it's all relative when it comes to being intentional about your relationship, what you want, what you don't want, and where you want it to go.
And stand firm on those things.
Yeah,
you know, don't fold. Like, say what you say. You know, let what you said be the word. You know, say what you mean what you say. Only that, and stay that way, because it's the only way you're gonna get what you after. You know,
absolutely.
If you fold, you're never really gonna get it.
This is true. And you know what? Temptation is hard.
It is.
You definitely, if you don't stand for something,
you'll fall for anything. That is.
So.
Okay, look at you doing something.
Yeah, you know.
All right. little 48 laws of power.
So, y'all heard it first on the Common Sensitivity podcast.
Common sensitivity.
You
know, you gotta have some common sensitivity.
This was one of those common sense.
Yeah,
topics.
Definitely.
I think. But common sense is not
so common. Yeah,
so we do know this.
You got to get some experience, and then it'll become that. You know, because you know your body language and everything about you, your aura, it's gonna tell you what to do.
Yep, absolutely.
And you got to mind that. Yep. Stop ignoring it.
Don't ignore it, people. And as always, we'd like to thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Common Sensitivity Podcast.
Peace.